Here we go. We are live. Want to welcome everybody to another A&R session with another group of amazing panelists. Want to just go around the room real quickly, the virtual room. Go around the room real quickly. Let everybody introduce themselves before we get started. And we're going to start with my man, Earl.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Earl Johnson, Senior Director of A&R at ROC Nation Records. Nice to be here.
Erynn.
Hi everyone, my name is Erynn. I am an A&R scout at Chappell Records, and I'm excited to be here.
Chris with the nice background. What is that, Chris?
I just snapped a pic of the backyard and I put it as my background.
That's that rich shit.
That's very rich.
That's that Atlanta shit right
Fancy
there,
backyard right there, I must say.
Chris Jones, Vice President of A&R over at Atlantic, co-founder of Island Prolific Records too.
Who's next? Wardell.
Wardell Malloy, AVP of Creative at BMI.
AVP, Sir Malloy. My brother Wallace.
What's going on, guys? Wallace Joseph from Warner Chappell, Senior Director of A&R.
You're looking real relaxed, my brother. Where you at?
Man, just living the life. You know, God has blessed me.
Wallace outside with his feet up somewhere.
It's a fact.
And last but definitely not least, King Ray.
King Ray.
How y'all doing, everybody? Ray Daniels from Warner, amongst other things that I do, but it's an A&R conversation, so, you know, I got my Warner hat on.
As usual, Ray has us already hyping ready to go. So as normal, we'll start it off and just kind of talk a little bit about A&R and traditionally, you know, what it is, what it has been, and what it is now. You know, the artist and repertoire versus analytics and research. And I would love to, you know, start with Erynn, as she's the, you know, really getting her feet wet in the A&R space. So a little bit about our very brief relationship. Erynn actually reached out to me, probably was it last week?
Yeah, like a week and a half ago.
Last week I've been watching these and wanted to, you know, just connect and get a little advice. And I thought it'd be good for her to jump into this. So welcome, Erynn.
Thank you for having me.
So go ahead, ladies first, we're gonna let you start it off. Analytics and research or artists and repertoire? I'd love to get your perspective on, you know, how you view those two things.
I definitely, like when I'm looking for artists, scouting for artists, I definitely focus more on the artist and repertoire side versus the research side. You know, I don't really get hung up in, you know, checking off every stereotypical box when it comes to an artist. Like, I don't care where you're from. I don't care what race you are, what your age is. I don't care how many streams you have. If I like the music, if I like the musicality of it, if I like your tone, if I like the production, if I like the writing, you know, then I think is there room for it to grow and expand, and what can my help do to help elevate you guys, and if we can at all. So I don't really get caught up in the research. I mean, I think it's important in certain aspects of the industry, like especially, you know, with certain platforms, like if music is really translating, you know, to other DSPs and really moving and creating numbers, and obviously it's important to, you know, look at the research in terms of like putting value to a deal, or in terms of like really figuring out a situation for an artist. But you know, at the same time, it's not really a focus of mine, unfortunately.
Earl, talk to me.
For me, it's a combination of both. I mean, I'm definitely gonna do my homework and look and see what kind of like numbers you're doing. I mean, yes, I do want to know, because I think a lot of the times when you sign artists, the artists don't never know where they're at. They always think that they're bigger than what they are. So I always like to do my homework and just kind of see what uphill battle I'm facing, or if it's going to be a smooth ride. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, I'm going to do my homework, but and I'm also going to listen to the music. I'm going to listen to what you're doing and see, you know, and talk to you. I mean, it's hard for me to actually do deals with people see myself being in business with more than 5 years, because if you're not going to grow as a person, if I don't feel you're going to grow as a person within 5 years, then it might be hard for me to do it. Just because I would just want to know, because I'm gonna also be in the sessions with you, and at the same time I got to deal with you on an everyday basis. So I want to see you growing as a person and mentally growing and maturing and getting ready for whatever this business is gonna throw at you. So I do a little combination, but it does have to. The music does have to be good. You do have to sound good. There does have to be quality into your writing. And I mean, I like entertainers. Right now, if I'm looking to sign somebody, I'm looking to bring entertainment back. I'm looking for people that can really get on stage and dance. I feel like at ROC Nation, we have a lot of, we have a lot of artists, but at the same time, we have a lot of superstars. And if I'm signing somebody that's on the ground up, can you, Jay-Z ask you to open tomorrow, or Beyonce, can you get on stage and rock with them? So I want to know, if we get a hit record, are you really ready to go?
Chris, what's your perspective?
Mine is basically what Earl was just saying. I use a little bit of both for myself, but I think the bottom line for me is, like, I gotta believe in it, man. And, like, I gotta be able to say, like, I stand firm on signing this, some shit that I'm proud to, I'm proud to say that I signed. It don't matter about like the numbers or whatever. If I believe in it, I'll sign it. No followers or whatever the scenario may be, I stick in it for the long run and build it up. But I do look at the numbers sometimes myself too, but I still gotta love to act. I got to be able to feel like I can elevate the situation.
Mm-hmm. Wardell, I know your situation is a little different being over at BMI, but would love to get your, your perspective on, when a songwriter or a producer or artist comes in, like, what are the qualities that you're looking for to, bring them into the fold?
For me, I don't really like to do the whole numbers game. I like to trust my gut, and I believe I have great taste. So I know what sounds good and what people want to hear. So I really trust that. Of course, looking at the data is part of it, but for me, a very, very small part. I really, because I'm not, just because the numbers are there does not mean that I'm interested in being a part of it. And at this point in my career, I really want to deal with things that I want to deal with, and not some things that I have to because I don't have to.
Wallace, again, I know your situation is a little different, as well, but, kind of same question for you.
For me, publishing is a little different. A lot of people say guts over research, but I think in our business, where it's ever so changing, it's moving so fast, you have to be balanced in both, because there's a part of it where you have to do business. There's a part of the industry where you have to say, hey, look, I see that's trending over there. I have a relationship with the manager, or I can go over there and get that job done. But then there's the gut feeling of, like, identifying something early, seeing the label say, hey, look, we're going to go push this record at radio. It goes 30 ads. That record doesn't do what it's due, but I'm already paying attention to I'm listening to the album before it comes out. I may have a relationship, or I'm paying attention to something that's happening. I'm like, yo, this record sticks out to me on the album. This producer's different. Let me go reach out to him and get on this producer, because I feel like this is the next record. So I'm watching what's happening on Twitter. I'm watching what's happening on social media. I'm talking to the people in the streets, and I'm like, yo, there's something special about this record. And when you have that gut feeling, you take that chance, and you get in a process where this is happening a lot. A good time at a certain rate, you're gonna be right in some instances. A lot of times you're gonna be wrong, but there's a feeling that comes with it. When I hear certain sounds and certain music, I'm like, yo, even that's not the one where the label's identifying, or the label's saying, like, we're going with this one. I'm going with what the people are feeling, what the world is telling me, and I'm like, yo, I've seen this before. There's no science to how a song goes, because it could be any song, but there's a feel that you feel. So it's like, but at the same time, I do understand the business that has to get done. So identifying, seeing something that's trending, seeing something that's happened, that what keeps your thing going while you're developing and you're building what you love and what you want to make sure you want to see from the bottom to the top. So it's like, as I'm building the artists I love, because I'm passionate, I get in with the artists from the ground up, but I'm also identifying business that could be done that helps me keep going in that same process.
Yep. I think one of the things that, we probably all have a challenge with, and, I'll open this up to anybody, is, we're 3 months into this quarantine now, and we've all signed acts, and things that we're working on that we're ready to release. What are some of the challenges that you guys are facing, you know, with obviously live being down, you know, radio being down, everybody calling and saying, hey, you know, I got great relationships at the DSPs, I'm gonna call this person or that person, you know, and that being the main vertical, and then everybody wanting to go to TikTok and do a TikTok campaign. Like, what are some of the challenges that you guys are encountering now in terms of really getting the music out and trying to figure out how to break some of the newer acts that you're working on?
I mean, for me, it's like, shit, we all know it's hard enough to get artists to do shit when you in front of them. So trying to do shit from Zoom is crazy right now. And then like being creative with like content, you know, I'm not sure about everybody else's label, but a lot of labels can't, you know, we can't send out a film crew or production crew right now due to certain laws and shit like that. So, you know, just trying to get people to be as creative as possible. And of course that relies down on some of the artist teams. Some of the artist teams are not that strong. So you've been beyond creative right now to get some of this shit to come out, man. So it's crazy. And then like making sure people got their own setups in houses or going to somebody's house studio that they can trust, and having people that, you know, just to allow artists in their house in general when they got families and stuff upstairs, and taking that risk of bringing an outsider in their house just to get music done. So it's been quite challenging, but you know, I'm maneuvering through. It's just slower than usual for me.
I'll just add to what Chris said. I actually think the quarantine has been dope, because it's really just, it challenges people to think differently. You know, the music business is always known for like, kind of like, you know, being the last people to change their thought process or how they approach things. So the quarantine has made people have to challenge how they think. Like, how do we get a video shot now? And it's also put us in a mindset of being, I don't know if this is the proper word, but minimalist. So it's like, it's really showing how we can all talk without having to be in each other's presence. It's really showing how we can all exist, while it's like sometimes the music business has consumed us so much that it's like, shit, man, you be having meeting after meeting after meeting, and then you just be so used to going. This is like a dope reset, because now it's like, man, do I really got to go see your ass? Can we just Zoom and do this? Like why do like, what do you want to talk to me about? Like, you know, like, it's funny because it's like people have been shopping music to me, and it's like, yo, here's the artist. I'm like, have you met the artist yet? No, I ain't met him yet. But, you know, I'm like, bruh, this shit is just, honestly, it's dope. It's, the stars are shining. And to me, that's what the music business has always been about. The stars shining. Tory Lanez is shining. Or putting a light on what you're great at. The personalities are coming out, are cutting through right now. The hustlers are coming through. The motherfuckers that would just upload the music and they could get 100 people to show up to their show, and now they got a bidding war. Those people got it hard, but they was robbing the game anyway because they was cheating. So now, for me, it's like, this shit is real. It's like, now I feel like this is a reset for us. Like, we all need it. This is real now. So now it's like, bruh. And I didn't ask it because I'm always like a changing person, but you asked about the research, but I don't even know if I've said this, but research to me is super important after I like you. It's an order. It's like, I think that girl is pretty. Sorry, Erynn, this is how I talk. I think that girl is pretty. Now I want to get to know her. Oh, she got a nice personality. Okay, we can go further. If she got a nice personality and I don't think she's pretty, I don't give a fuck. I don't want to know her like that. So for me, research just lets me know how much work you're willing to put into. Because as A&Rs, I'm not your daddy. I'm not your manager. I'm not your booking agent. I'm not the person that connects all your goddamn dots. Like, I got a lot of people lives in my hand, and the people that are getting the furthest are the people that can function the best without having to being able to jump up without talking to me. So I need to know that I'm signing somebody I'm going to enhance what they're doing, not somebody who's like, okay, you signed me now. What's next? What's next? What the fuck have you been doing all this time?
Right.
I'm here we are here to enhance. We are not here to build. We are here to enhance now. You have to have a foundation of something built. So the research and the numbers just tells us the foundation after I like you. Now, if you send me some shit and the research is crazy and I don't like it, I'm just like, hey, well, that ain't for me. And let's be clear, if one person in the music business knew everything right and everything wrong, that motherfucker would be working we would all be working for him. And all of our bosses will be working for him. Nobody is all 100% right. So the reality is that we got to put our energy and time in the shit that we passionate about, because that's the shit that takes it to the next level. I always say I want to work with a motherfucker who gonna make me wanna, when it's 7 o'clock and I'm like, I don't want to work no more, that's gonna make me want to make that extra phone call, because I know that motherfucker working hard. Not somebody who's like, did you call that person for me? Well, what the fuck have you been doing all this time?
Right.
For real.
Motherfucker, you need to go die somewhere and go let somebody that wants to come. And that's just the truth.
Wardell and Wallace, you know, again, in your roles, it's a little bit different, but how are you keeping your writers and producers active in terms of sessions and things of that nature?
Go ahead, Wardell. Go ahead.
I know for us, I mean, like everyone else, we're doing like a lot of content stuff, which for me, you know, I don't really know how effective it is after a while, because it's like everybody's kind of doing the same thing. And so it's just like a big old volume. But, you know, I mean, we're trying to be as supportive as we possibly can by certain initiatives that we're doing with the DSPs. Like I said, we have this thing called BMI Jam Sessions, and we have a takeover, just like things like that. I've also been trying to facilitate different sessions by way of, you know, the whole Zoom collab. But I mean, it has been a little challenging for me, just in a sense of getting the people together and motivated. What's this? Something showed up. Hold on.
That's mine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so, you know, we're still trying to figure out what that new lay of the land is going to be, what the writers' needs are going to be moving forward.
Wallace.
I think what's been great about this process, it takes out a lot of egos in situations, because no person is removed from what's going on in the world right now. What I've seen is some of the bigger guys, some of the guys in the middle, we've been able to forge relationships. Before, like, you would have a guy that's big, he's not accessible. Everyone's at home. So it's like, what I will do is I'll take, hey, a big guy and a guy that's on the come up and say, hey, let's leverage this because you have this relationship, they have this relationship, let's work together. The #1 hit that was on Billboard last week, Justin Ariana, was written on a Zoom. So it's like, it's connecting people on FaceTime, connecting people on calls. And like what we do a lot of times, you don't even realize, is like, yeah, we'll set up a session and these people have no relationship. So what I've been doing is building a lot of relationships in the meantime, saying, hey, meet this person. I know you've seen them a lot. I know you hung out with them, but you don't even have a relationship. So I've just been helping forge relationships on text, FaceTime, every communicative way. Like, hey, let's get on a Zoom and do this and introduce ourselves, just talk about life. Let's not even talk about music. So and what we've been doing as a company, Warner Chappell, is we're creating a creative camp where we're bringing in a lot of guys from the top to the middle to the bottom, so we can help everybody come together. I think in the initial beginnings of coronavirus, it was tough for a lot of writers, because to be creative, you got to feel it. You got to be in the moment. So it was like, hey, I'm dealing with life right now. Hey, I don't know if I'm going to get sick, if my family member's going to get sick. And I think a lot of people are starting to get out of that cycle. It's like, hey, look, I just want to work. I just want to win. I just want to say, how can I be collaborative? How can I stay in it? So I think a lot of people in coronavirus, it has benefited a lot of people too, because it's helped people build genuine relationships. Because outside of this, when the industry's going, it's happening so fast, you don't have time to sit down and be like, hey, how are you today? Like, people actually are getting to know each other. People are actually spending time with each other, talking on the phone, FaceTime. So I think it has been beneficial now to writers and producers and artists, because I can get something over to the A&R really fast. I can get something over to the artist really fast, and we're getting a quick response. If that doesn't work, I'm getting the next thing to you. And people are just in the moment, they're being creative. So it's like, it's through Zooms, it's through text messages, through calls, it's through sending ideas and stuff like that. Just staying proactive with our writers and producers and coming up with creative ways. It's like, hey, there's something going on in the gaming world. I want you to go on this Zoom call. You can interact directly with the person that heads this person at NBC. Like, it's just staying proactive and keeping people's activity up. Meanwhile, we can't go outside, but actually introduce them to people that they never talked to before.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I've never been on more, face-to-face calls, whether it be Zoom or FaceTime, ever in my entire life. There's people that usually would just call me on the phone now that just FaceTime me. And, you always got to be FaceTime or Zoom ready.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you got backgrounds and shit now, like Chris Jones and shit.
Yeah, Chris Jones. Some are more fancier than others, but we won't let that one ride. Erynn, as kind of the newest person to A&R, in your building, what are some of the challenges? And last week we had a sidebar. We had a great conversation with 8 ladies about their challenges as women, specifically women of color in the music business. I would love to get your perspective on, some of your challenges that you have, faced early on in your career.
Well, I think, a challenge I've faced recently is really kind of sticking to your opinion and kind of standing by it. And like, as a young executive, you watch people and how they maneuver business and, how in our specific, how they court an artist or how they, what exactly they like about a song or how, they put records together. And I think it's easy for young executives who's still trying to work their way up to maybe mimic what they're seeing and how people are handling business, even if it's not authentic to themselves. And I think, staying true to who I am, staying true to the music I like, staying true to what I think is good, staying true to, my opinions on how to elevate artists' careers, I think is kind of hard when it's easy to kind of fall into like the yes people and to just kind of, coast your way through to what you perceive as success. And so I think, that's one of the tough things, especially during quarantine when you're kind of separate from everyone and it's really kind of holding your own opinion and really being like, no, I like this artist. I believe in this artist. I want to sign this artist, or no, I like this track. I think, we can, I think, I don't know, just building on top of that, I think is important. But also I think, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. And I feel like, there's a lot of real problems people are having, like Wallace was saying at the beginning, people thinking, am I going to get sick tomorrow? Or how long is this going to last? People thinking it's going to be a quick turnaround and now kind of adjusting to the reality of the situation. So I think kind of having that perspective in terms of like working with my artists who might not be like in such a creative mood and kind of ride that wave. Some people have writer's block right now, and it's kind of doing a lot of work on the back end so that when they are ready to kind of, step up their creativity, we already have songs in the bank and we already have, beats and on deck, and we already have songs available to, send them. So just really trying to stay busy right now. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Earl, you and I go back. We used to manage a songwriter together, and just talk a little bit about, your transition into doing A&R at a label, and like what are some of the skill sets you think, because, a lot of people that tune in are aspiring A&Rs and want to understand how to get into the business, or they're in a specific lane and want to figure out how to pivot out of that lane into A&R. Why don't you talk a little bit about some of the skill sets you think that an aspiring A&R should have, and how to apply that into transitioning into an A&R role?
I mean, first of all, having a good ear, it matters the most. I think a lot of the times, because people think that they can identify talent, or they got a friend that's an artist, or they think they got an ear, but it's the difference between really knowing a good song and how to pitch a song to a particular artist. But at the same time, knowing, and then like at the same time building your resume, not rushing to just be like, oh, I'm gonna be an A&R, I want to be an A&R, and run around calling yourself an A&R, but like actually I would say build with different A&Rs and establish your Rolodex, build with managers, start building with attorneys. Because these are all the essential people that you're gonna need in order to do the job. Picking talent, I think, is only one part of it. and finding good records is another part of it. But people don't really know that there's a lot of paperwork, there's budgeting, there's a lot of other things that come along with my job. Shit, I think half my job is doing paperwork. I got 13 artists. So I'm like, I'm doing paperwork and credit and splits, and I'm helping with splits because the manager don't know how to do splits. So I'm like, at the same time, I'm thinking, you know, get books, read these books, learn how to do the essential tasks that an A&R would do and what a manager essentially would do. And learn some of the legal terms that come along with being an A&R, and look online for like they have little deals and stuff online. Just glance over them and just see, because I think people want to run around and call themselves A&Rs or even get into the A&R business, but they don't essentially know like what the job really intakes outside of signing an artist. So. And being like, okay, well, my friend is a producer, he's starting to blow up because he got a placement on somebody at Def Jam. So I'm just gonna ride this wave and see, and start getting beats from him to put on these other artists and start. The thing is that you can hustle your way into a career, but that don't necessarily mean you're gonna be able to stay in that role or stay in that job, because people eventually know you just a hustler, which is a good thing. You gotta have hustle. Mm-hmm. But you definitely need to know everything that comes with the position to take it to the next level. Or you just be like, you'll be at a scout level, or you'll be, somebody that people may go to for like, who's the hot kid in online. But to really take it to another level, you need to know the music business part of it as well. And that's what I always tell any artist. The glamorous part of being in the studio with the artist is cool. And all of that's nice, but learn the business, because that's going to keep you in. That's going to keep you in.
I think people.
I ain't gonna lie. It's some people. I gotta kind of disagree, Earl. It's some people that don't know the business that's still here. I mean, it's a lot of motherfuckers that don't know. Like what I've ran into more than anything is people that don't know shit. They just know the right person, and that's why they're in that position.
That's true too. Yeah, that's true too.
Like, I mean, it's the reality. Like most of us, so it's like it's really not even bro. Like, I done sat in the room with people who I looked up to, and then left that room like, I can't look up to that nigga no more. I gotta take him off the list. Like, he wasn't impressive to me. So most of the people that are in positions really just know how to move through the right circles with the right people and understand what role they need to be in them circles. Like, bro, I know people that don't work as hard as us that have way bigger jobs than us.
Me too.
I know people that don't care as much as me that have much more success than I do. And that's because they standing next to the right motherfucker.
That's it.
And they stood next to that motherfucker their whole life. And they're gonna be, as long as they know the master that they serve, they are gonna be good. So we can't say that you gotta learn like this, bruh. Most of the people in the music business are dumb as fuck. I mean, I'm sorry. Look, man, I'm sorry.
And they're not even music fans.
I'm sorry. I'm being honest though. Like most of the people in the music business are dumb as fuck, bruh.
That's true.
Like, I haven't sat at the table with too many people and been really impressed. Like, damn. Like Mike Karen is really the shit at what he does.
That's a fact.
Whether you like the way he does it or not, when that motherfucker opens his mouth, you're like, wow. Yeah. I see why he's successful. And then there's some people who you're like, nigga, how the fuck did you get here? And they really don't know because they just was with the right person, next to the right person, and cool with the right person. This business is about moving through circles with the right people and fucking with the right people and doing. That's all this shit is about.
I think it's part of that. But then
you tell me somebody that I want to challenge you. Like you tell me somebody that you feel like I've been knowing you for 10 years, seeing you grinding around. You should have been had a damn A&R position. You should have been had an A&R position and been doing something. But guess what? You just moving around. Then you got pulled into one circle, and then that pulled you to another circle. Next thing you know, you're in the mob. That's really the game.
Right.
Well, no, not really, because I've been having jobs since '97. So
I know, but what I'm saying is that there are people who, okay, so let's take that for example. You've been having jobs since '97, right? Then you should be the goddamn CEO of one of these companies then.
No, not necessarily.
No. Hear me out. Hear me out what I'm saying. This is no slight to you. This is no slight to you. This is just me being honest. If you've been having a job since '97, then you should be a CEO. Aaron Bayshuk, who is the CEO of Warner Records right now, who's my boss, was a fucking junior A&R in 2005. And now he's the CEO. You moving? And how did he get that CEO job? Because he was around people who wanted to elevate him. Who not like Wardell. You work at BMI. Your boss is the shit. She's all about elevation. I've been knowing you before I knew you because your boss put you on the map. Like, y'all need to fuck with him. She told me, Ray, you need to go fuck with Wardell. That's why. That's the power. But I know some people that work their asses off, that do everything right, that know the business, and will get their ass sent home.
That's true.
And then there's one guy who knows the right parties and the right promoters in the right sections, and that nigga's gonna have a job forever. And you know I ain't lying.
That's absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
I was just about to say it's about the relationships, like just to piggyback on that shit right there too, because I can't even tell you how many times I look on Hits Daily Double or some shit and be like, what? He got promoted to who?
And guess what? If you start realizing who the lawyer is, who the partner is, who this person is, then you like, oh, that's how they got that. It's never because they qualified for the job.
Right.
It's always, bro. Let's be clear. Most of the people in the music business are really not that smart. I'm willing to bet that the smartest person on this panel is the newest person in Erynn. I'm willing to bet that she knows more shit than all of us put together, but it's a ranking game. It's like, hey, I'm going to lift this person up first, then this person up, then this person. It's a game of friends, man. It's all friends. It's motherfuckers that have jobs just because they cool with Jay-Z. And you know I'm not lying. And I'm not talking about that work at ROC Nation either. Am I lying? Am I lying? I'm not lying. Come on, bro. And guess what? I'm not even mad at them. I wish I was cool with Jay-Z because I would be running around saying, what do you do? Jay-Z's my friend. Don't fuck with me. I want to say that. I just don't know him. I mean, it's just like, we got to be honest. Like, bro, this game is really about maneuvering in the right circles and fucking with the right people. And then when you get in them tables, knowing what to say. And usually knowing what to say has nothing to do with the business. It has everything to do with what's hot, who you know, who you got a relationship with. There's some A&Rs that just got jobs because they can get a rapper on the phone when it's time. They don't do nothing besides get the rappers on the phone when it's time.
So the relationship A&Rs is what you're saying.
It's a relationship
lifestyle A&Rs.
It's some lifestyle A&Rs. It's some music purist A&Rs. It's some research A&Rs. And they all move in their circles. Like, bro, Dr. Luke became Dr. Luke because he was selling fucking weed to fucking Max Martin and them, bro. And he was selling weed to, selling drugs back into, this is in his book, so I ain't snitching or nothing like that. But he was selling drugs. And then when he was selling drugs, he was like, Max Martin and them wanted a studio to work out of. He built his studio and he was a guitar player on Saturday Night Live. He was a guitar player for 10 years. Max Martin came in the studio. He let him use the studio for free for like 6 months. Then Max was like, what do you want to do? Well, I want to be a producer. Now Luke is producing, and the first record he gets credit on is Since You've Been Gone by fucking, what's the girl name? Kelly Clarkson. Bro, but that had nothing to do, now don't get me wrong, he is talented as fuck, but that had more to do with the fact that he knew I got the girls and the drugs, and that's important in this game.
So two kind of spin-off questions. One, how important are titles to everybody? Because we all have different titles and we've all been doing this for a long time. How important are titles to you?
To me personally, I don't give a fuck. I mean,
it don't matter to me. You want to know why? Because when we sit at the same table,
it just justify your pay.
Chris, it just justify your pay. And let me tell you what else it does. That little intern next to you, if he finds the next Bruno Mars, he will be your boss soon too, nigga.
Exactly.
So in this game, it don't matter about your title. It just matters about the talent you find, and everybody has a voice at the table.
Yep.
It's like an A&R, and my A&R means it's not one person that they're like, all right, top to bottom, ranking from title to down. It's like if you at the bottom and you got something to say that shit, and you just got scooted up. Right. It don't really matter.
Erynn, you listening?
I mean, it matters to me kind of just because I'm like the lowest on the totem pole, I feel like, out of all you guys. So trying to work my way, but at the end of the day, like it's really about the hustle, and you know, you can look at what other people are doing and try to do it yourself and try to you know, maybe you form a relationship with a writer that you like, and then you try to get, you know, a placement, you know, on your own, and you try to forge your own path. And so, but I mean, at the end of the day, it really is about the hustle. So it doesn't matter what the title is if we're all trying to win. So
you bring in the right act, you'll be the boss.
mm-hmm.
You make the
For
company
me-
enough money. The company that's ran right now, these companies are being ran by people that don't care about music. Not ran, own. Like the CEO of Universal is more of a, he's not sitting around listening to the next hit song. He's looking for, it's a different game he's playing. It's like, who's the next Puff? Chris Jones, the next Puff? Let's do business. He's not looking for the next Total. He's looking for the next Puff. It's just where you at in the totem pole. And as long as you know where you are and you find that shit, you're going to be fine.
Wallace,
For
yes,
me, the title never been it, because I never wanted to go in the corporate world. I remember standing at the BMI Pop Awards, and I told my current boss, now I don't want to ever work in the corporate world, because I was doing fine, because I didn't come in the game where I knew somebody or I had Jay-Z as a friend. I was a Haitian kid from Florida who moved out to LA and wouldn't take no for an answer. And I gave Justin Bieber his comeback record with Where Are You Now? And right after that, I put together Broccoli with guys from LVRN. So it's like, people were looking like, how is this young black kid from Florida who doesn't have any relationships, doesn't know anybody, putting together massive hit records? So I realized at that point, like, when I went into building, I was always going to remain me and be myself. I never wanted to care about a title. What a title does look good, it looks good on paper and for the people, like those Hits Daily Double people. But I know people that have higher titles than me that haven't put in work like I have. But I don't get upset about it. It just say, yo, I got to work harder. Like you said, the intern gets to sit at the table. The assistant gets to sit at the table and bring somebody in. So I just keep my head down and keep working. I'm going to keep going. You're not going to stop. You're not going to work harder than me, because, like, I was a manager. So I know what it is to be on the outside. And I know what it is to come and take this knowledge on the inside and just couple those two together and just run it up. So it's like, I know how to go talk to the people in the streets, and then I know how to go talk to the people in the corporate world, and I can balance that act. There's a lot of people that can't do that. So when I'm moving around, I'm the guy who can go sit with this person, and I'm the guy who can go put on my suit. But at the same time, I never looked at like a title. I understand that a title can define your pay, a title can do this, but I never cared for it, because, like, it's nothing I never wanted. I think my contract stood in my email for like 4 months before, 3-4 months before I even agreed to it, because I was just like, this is not what I want. I love the energy of grinding and hustling and bustling. And it's like, when I realized, yo, I had people signed to a publishing company and I don't feel like they were serviced the way they needed to be serviced. So I was like, yo, let me go on the inside, use my managing thinking cap, couple it with the publishing knowledge that I know, and go in and learn more so I can educate other people that look like me, sound like me, talk like me. That's my whole reason for doing it. So I never cared about what the title is, because I feel like it's going to come. Like, this is natural. Like, my parents came over on a boat and they bought a house and they grinded. It's like, me being in a corporate position, that's easy to me. Like, absolutely. Like, I wake up, I'm like, I get to do music. So it's like, the title don't mean shit. The money gonna come. The money came. The money been come. And it's gonna keep coming. So it's like, when I look at the title shit, I don't care. Because I see people every day, I'm like, yo, this person got a higher title than me. I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to get the next thing, because I know me getting the next thing, that's going to bring something else into my life. Whether it's an outside opportunity, whether it's an opportunity on inside for growth, it's going to happen. So I'm not upset where I'm at that point. But I know I'm going to keep elevating. There's nothing that's going to stop me, so I don't worry about it.
Yeah, you got to have like blinders on.
I love that, Wallace. That's really dope, bro. I just want you to know I appreciate that, because I'm the same way. The best advice I ever got was somebody telling me, my mentor, my own rare mentor, I just said this to somebody last night. He said, as you're a black man, you better work twice as hard to get half as much. If you could smile after knowing that, you're going to be just fine in this motherfucker. So that's why I'm here. Like, it's like, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I didn't even feel like I had a career. I've been in the music business 15 years. I didn't even feel comfortable saying this is my career until like 3 years ago. Like,
me too.
I was afraid to say I'm home, because I done seen so many people get sent home. It's like, am I here, y'all? Right. Am I one of y'all? Don't play with me. Am I being honest with you? So for me, it's like, fuck a title. I always look at this shit like, I'm just getting paid to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How important is mentorship? in this business?
Whew, so important.
I think it's very
Man, that's listen, man. You about to get some people. It's bullshit, man.
Man, for me, it was
Bullshit,
important.
man.
I disagree.
No.
think
Hold
Yeah,
on.
it's so
I
important to
disagree.
me.
I've had some amazing mentors in this
We'll go
game.
around. We'll go around. We'll let Ray start, and then everybody else can follow up because Ray wants to be the
I
Republican.
think we should let Ray end it.
I want to say something because y'all can respond. Because listen, what I'm telling you, I'm not saying. Let me say what I mean. I'm not saying that it's not important. What I'm saying is that it's super important. But I never really had one, and look how fucking far I got. So I never looked at myself. Like, I really didn't learn from anybody until I've been in music business since 2005. I didn't start learning until 2013 when I worked for L.A. Reid. That was the first time I started learning something. Everything else was just me hustling. Now, when I got with L.A., it was like, you know, I had to go higher. But what I'm saying is that I didn't let not having a mentor stop me. You want Jimmy Iovine to be your mentor? Look up some Jimmy Iovine interviews on fucking YouTube. You want Leo Cohen to be your mentor? Look at some Leo Cohen. That's what I'm speaking of. I'm saying it's cool, but shit, hey, it's like having a daddy probably being cool too growing up. But if you ain't got one, what the fuck you supposed to do?
Figure it out.
I ain't got no daddy. Oh man, I ain't got no daddy. I can't do shit. Nigga, fuck that. Listen, my nigga. Let me tell you something. Every nigga that was in front of me, Wallace. You know what, Wallace? Every time I see you, I embrace you, don't I? It's always love. Guess what? The niggas in front of me didn't embrace me, my nigga. Them niggas actually tried to block me. I'm still here. Fuck them. So that's what I'm saying. If you want to be my mentor, then you're going to have to start acting like one. But I'm not going to sit here and act like mentorship is everything because I didn't have one.
But
I wanted one.
But maybe you did though, because in the sense, like you said, so mentorship doesn't have to be where like, okay, I'm taking you under my wing, but like you said, you can get mentorship from research and education. Like
that's what I'm talking about. That's true.
So you can have the mentorship. It just doesn't have to be in the sense of, because like, yeah, I can't like keep you up under my wing all day, but you read, you like now information, there's no reason to be dumb. There's no reason not to know your craft. You sit your ass in front of the YouTube machine and you figure it out. That's what you do.
I want to tell you something. This is super important. My father died, right? When my father died, I was working at Delta running bags. And my dad died. My family basically told me, well, you know, you're working at Delta, dude, you're doing good there. I was making like $9 an hour. You're going to top out making $25 an hour, you'll be fine. I lied to myself and said, Bill Cosby is my dad. If Bill Cosby was my dad, how would I maneuver through the world? Like I got balls, right? Like, fuck you. You can't stop me because I got somebody big. Now, this is Bill Cosby before he went to, you know, the other shit. This is 2000.
This is 1985, Bill Cosby.
I want to be authentic to the story. My point is that I always was jealous of niggas that had mentors. Like, damn, bro, I wish I had a mentor. Like LeBron, he always wished he had his own Pat Riley, but he still won without him. So sometimes I feel like when we send a messaging out, it's like, yo, it's important, but it's not make or break. Because like you said, YouTube could be your mentor, my nigga. David Geffen's my mentor, whether he like it or not.
Right.
I don't even know the motherfucker, but he's a mentor.
Right. Exactly.
He's a mentor.
For me, how it went, I never truly, when I first got into the game, I never had truly anyone to show me the way. And what I did was I was like, yo, the worst thing I can do is go back home. And I was like, I'm not going back home because if I go back home, I fail. So what I kept doing, I was like, I'm going to learn how to be strategic. So I would read up on information. If I'm going to meet with this manager, I combed his social media. I know where he played basketball. I know what he liked to eat. I know what he liked to do. So when we were in conversation, I would throw certain things. I'd be like, oh, I play basketball over there. They'll be, I play basketball there too. So I was being very informational. I was going to study, but I will tell you the two people that were so instrumental in my life that helped me progress and take me to that absolutely changed my life. And it was like Shani Gonzalez, who seen me as a young manager, who would let me call her and cry on the phone. I couldn't pay my phone bill. I was hungry. She would just support me in every kind of way. And her and Ryan, low-key, was grooming me without even talking to me, like helping me and supporting me indirectly. She would tell me to go somewhere and he would be there. And it was like, I wouldn't even know. I'd just be like, oh, you're here. I'm here. And she was building me and preparing me for this stage. Because like, when she met me, I was this kid who just was hungry, who played an instrument. I sucked, and I was like, I understand the business. I went on to manage. I had guys that became successful, but I was still green. And then once I learned, and she was teaching me the way, just indirectly feeding me knowledge, I was like, yo, this God has put this person in my life for a reason. And slowly but surely, shit just started to add up. And then, like, now when I see her, I'm like, wow, we get to work together. Like, you're somebody who was helping me when I didn't have nothing. Now I can provide information to you, let you know this is going on, and we can grow together, and we can build together. So it's like, I'm just super thankful for those two people. Those two people has for sure helped me elevate. Other than that, you're right. There's a lot of people that's in front of me that did try to block me. There's a super powerful white manager who finessed me, who's told me a story. He had relatives that were of minority descent and played upon that when I was super green in the industry and finessed my guys out of some huge publishing. And then I had to learn that. And once I learned that, no one could ever play with me again. I never let someone trick me out any situation no more. It's like, yo, Wallace, you're a shark when it comes to, I don't play when it comes to people I work with in the building, people I work outside of the building. So it's like, I say those two people has helped me gone to the next level for sure in my career.
I think for me,
you got lucky, bro. Just so know that you one of the lucky ones. You was one of the people that got it. No, seriously, you was one of the kids that got adopted at an early age. I was that teenager.
I truly feel like I got adopted.
I was that teenager that when it came to the foster home, I was like,
that's how turned them away.
Y'all ain't gonna adopt me, man. Fuck y'all niggas. I'm gonna break out this motherfucker and go build my own business. That was really my mentality. They used to,
Chris, go ahead, Chris.
No, I was about to say, like, my story kind of similar to Ray's too. Is like when I moved to Atlanta when I was 18, man, and my first passion was always aviation. So, you know, I had a position with Delta, putting planes in balance. I used to run like this crazy computerized system to put planes in balance and shit out there. And then, but I utilized that to get in the rooms, right? So, you know, I had the flight connects. So I knew music industry niggas always wanted to get shit for free. So I utilized that to get me in the rooms while I was grinding and shit. Like, yo, your family need to travel X, Y, and Z or whatever. So I started meeting certain people. I was managing a producer at the same time. Music always been the second passion. My producer ended up helping jump off franchise boards and shit back in the day or whatever. And stayed with that career for a while, man. And then like I met Mano, you know, just to sum it up. And I did some songs with Mano, which took those songs back to G. Roberson and Gene Nelson when they was at Atlantic. Those guys embraced me from a standpoint of, I probably haven't got that kind of embracement today from like nobody. Like they really took me under their wing and showed me how each and every component goes in this shit. I will say Mike Karen too. Mike Karen showed me a lot of shit too after the fact. But Gene Nelson and G. Roberson, Al Branch, those are my guys to this day. And I can call them for anything. Like connect me or co-sign me or whatever the scenario is. And then plus they co-sign me for like my first huge check. And you know how the blockage is in this game. So that's very rare amongst us. I'm going to say that because, you know, everybody competition to a certain degree.
And they don't like new young black men showing up to the party.
Exactly.
I mean, let's just be honest. Like we gotta be honest. They don't like when a young black man show up to the party with hunger. He scares people. Like, hey, calm your ass down. I ain't got my money yet. You can't get your money till I get my money. Let me get my money.
I think a big reason why they are scared today because the new black A&R is not just an A&R anymore. They're entrepreneurs, and I think they look at you as competition too. So it's like there's always a clause. There's always something that's trying to stop you from operating outside of them because there's like, yo, we don't want you to take that business anywhere else. We don't want you to provide that knowledge to anyone else. But it's like, I think what some of these companies should do is embrace some of those entrepreneur A&Rs because like, yo, I'm going to bring you the business. I know I'm outside. I'm running around with everybody. And it's like, it's going to become a new norm. It's going to change at some point. And I think once they release that fear of like, yo, this guy is not 100% in on with us. And I don't think that's true. I think you can be in the building and you can be 100% and you can move outside the business and bring things in. So it's like, I think they got to embrace those guys they gotta help those guys go to the next level. And once that happens, you're gonna see a big shift, I think.
You know, but you know what it is though, Wallace, you work for a good dude. Like Ryan Press came up the same way. I met Ryan Press when he was Jay Irvin assistant.
Yes.
So when you come from that quality, it's good. But most of these guys out here, they rats, man. They rats. And I mean that in not like they just rats, bro. Like they literally are like, nigga, like they'll know the green door is the door you need to go through, and they'll still tell you, try the red one. Try the red one. Go to the red door. Knowing, and then you go to the red door, you get your ass whipped. Then you come out, and they're smiling like, "Oh, the red door is bad." You like, yeah, listen. I get you, motherfuckers now. Like, dog, I've literally had people try to kill me. People who I looked up to try to kill my career just because I didn't understand something. And I'm aggressive. Look how I talk now. I've been this way since I was fucking a kid. Like, I just wanted it. So I just, you know. It's just hard, man, out here. It's hard, but I think the reason why it's changed is because people like myself who really didn't have it wanted to be it. So like Tunde and Sean and them, and they were sitting up under me when they was party promoters in Atlanta every day, and I never tried to get in their pockets. I never tried to ask them to help them. I mean, I never tried to ask them for a piece of the money they was making. I've had people send me in rooms and then charge me when I walked out the room. Nigga, I didn't even want to go in that room. You got to pay me though. Like, bro, I would never charge nobody for connecting them or helping them, bro. But you know why I would never do that? Because I'd have made my money. See, most of these guys ain't made their money. That's the part they don't want to tell you. They living rich, but they ain't rich.
That part.
They looking like they got it. They driving a nice car, but they can't afford the motherfucker. So they really try to, and they don't want to see you know, so they going to take money out your pocket. So that's why I'm always like, hey, man, finding a real good mentor is rare to me. But if you do find one, cherish that shit. Like, you got some good ones with you. Like, you with some good people. And G. Roberson with some good people.
We're gonna let Earl and then Erynn get the last word, and then we'll take some questions.
No, I was just about to elaborate what Ray was saying. I believe what Ray was saying. I mean, when I came in this game, it was a little bit different because I was a DJ. So I started off as a DJ. I had my own radio show, and then I was throwing parties. And so it got to the point where, like I said, I did radio. When I met Ray, I was doing promotions for Interscope. And Interscope had to hire me. So I had the biggest street team in the country. Between 2004, 2006, my street team made $2.4 million putting up posters. So I looked at it like everybody was calling me, banging out my phone, trying to get me to work for their record label or run their promotions department. And Interscope hired me. So at the end of the day, I look at it like, you know, I couldn't get a job. So I was DJing, and then, you know, promo people was coming at me. So that's how I ended up in the promo department. But I always knew I wanted to be a manager, and I always knew I wanted to be an A&R. So I started doing deals on the side. And so while I was doing promotions department, working at Interscope, I also was managing Nina Sky when they had to Move Your Body record. So, and that was a big selling song. We was the first people to do reggaeton music and sparkle off the whole Latin culture thing. So it was a lot of things that I stepped outside the box to do, which kept buying me more time in the industry while I was figuring out things I wanted to do. Because even after working at Interscope and working at, I worked at every label. I started out at Bad Boy. I went through every single record company there was. Worked there, ran a promotions department till the gig was up. So somebody got fired and hated on whoever was giving me the check. You know, like I said, but I never really had like a mentor. I was just running around. And I was just like, well, shit, let me know. Whatever city, whatever DJ you want, I'll go in and get your record broke. Or I'll hire the street team in the city and we'll get your record broke. And that was just my whole thing. And then really what happened was Chris Lighty and James Cruz bought out my company. And when they started doing the G Unit stuff. So that changed my whole thing. And that was the first time I could kind of say that there was like a real dude saying, hey, you're bigger than this promotion thing you're doing. You're hustling, but you're bigger than all of this. And then I stopped DJing. So then I had to figure it out. And then I went to MySpace. I was ahead of MySpace. So I was head of MySpace for 5 years.
I remember that.
MySpace for 5 years. I ran the urban and pop MySpace music. I was the head person. Me and Rosalind, we ran the whole department. And you know, I did that for 5 years. And then I went to SoundCloud. When SoundCloud was just starting, I was the only Black person working out of Germany. So I felt like, and that was because I couldn't get a label job. I had somebody in the promotions department blocking me out, like, we're not gonna give him a job. You know, really hating on me. So I couldn't come back to music. And then Orlando was like, hey, I'm gonna get you back in. So I looked at it like, there's been people that's the mentors is people that stood by my side when I needed them. And at the same time, like, you know what I'm saying? It's a cold thing because nobody ever could really get a grasp on what I can do because I wasn't never a one-dimensional person. I was an A&R, I was a manager, I was a digital person. You know, I was doing digital for Ty Dolla when Atlantic first signed him, and working records for Wiz Khalifa at radio. So you don't ever know. So I just did all that shit just to get to where I was at. But I think the mentorship thing made me realize that I had to mentor people. That I had to be like, hey, I'm not gonna hire these little kids out here. If you really passionate, you know what you want to do, bro? Come and talk to me and I'll point you in the right direction, or I'll give you the opportunity, or I'll throw you a job. And I've hired a lot of people over the years. I done hired a lot of people over here. I got people hired at other companies. But it's really because I did so much running around. I done had 5 different careers in the music industry. And it's crazy because it's like, yeah, I'm an A&R and I'm not the head of, you know, ROC Nation. But even when I first met Omar, I met Omar on a panel and I was like, yo, I want to work with this dude one day. Because he was just so passionate, and I was just like, yo, he had something that I did. I felt like he was good at really making records, and I was like, I want to learn how to be better at making records. So then when I got to ROC Nation and was working with him, I came in through Orlando and Benny, but I really like stuck by Omar because I was like, yo, I always admired his ear, and I was like, I got to get better at making records, these big records, like Love on the Brains and all that shit. I need to be in those rooms. And so it's really the last 2 years being there, it's like he's been mentoring me. He's like, yo, you know everything. You know, you can get on the call with the radio niggas. I don't know none of that. But he's like, yo, but when it comes to making records, me, Jay Brown, Tata, we good at what we do. So if you really want to make good at making records, you gotta learn this part. So so I'm getting mentored now on the pop R&B record shit. Rap shit is easy. I already did all that. But I want to be great at making bigger smash records. And that's what I've never been taught how to do. And so it's a learning experience every day that I get to, you know, be ear candy in his room and get to hear what he's listening to, how he's telling people to change records and change this and change that. And that's what I admire. Because, you know, shit, records come in, I'll be like, yo, sound good. If it is good, if it feels good, it is good. But you know, he's good at what he does, so I'm getting a different type of mentorship. But at the same time, I'm giving back. You know, I do a free live show right now. I started before the quarantine, and I done had many people come through my show, and I've been just opening up to indie artists like, yo, you can't get at me on email, so this is a way to get at me. And if you want a job, then I'll point you in the right direction, bro. If you want it, it's all gonna show if you got the hustle or not.
Erynn, go ahead. You got the last word.
Hey, young lady.
Well, I mean, for me, I think mentorship is like super important. I bounced around kind of before landing in A&R from college, you know, just trying to find where exactly in the industry I wanted to find my footing. So I've been fortunate enough to work for and work with a lot of people who are willing to kind of spread their knowledge onto me. So I'm super appreciative of that in like different sectors of the music industry. But kind of to what Ray was saying, don't let your lack of having a mentor stop you from figuring it out yourself and really, you know, having the ambition to get there yourself. You know, straight from college, I knew I wanted to kind of get into A&R, but knowing that jobs were kind of, it was like so hard to break into it. So really having to kind of be smart and research who's in A&R, research who I can cold email and cold reach out to. I'm such a fan of that. And to really be aggressive about it if you want it, just to figure it out. Like there's so much information out there to where if you don't have a mentor, that doesn't mean you can't still absorb knowledge and still learn how to navigate it yourself and really dig into who are the power players in whatever area you want to land in, and really just do the grind and research and, you know, annoy them, poke at them, really try to, you know, extract as much information as possible. That's, you know, all you can do. And if it's not an official mentor, you know, still extracting helpful things that can help groom you into being, you know, who you want to be is important. And, you know, kind of what to Earl was saying too, I think it's super important to give back, even though, you know, I'm still on the come up myself. If there's any way I can try to help anyone, I try to. And, you know, I help volunteer my time and mentor kids with the Inner City Youth Orchestra of Los Angeles, and, you know, really try to pay it forward and not just keep knowledge to myself. I feel like, you know, what's the point of that? So
Wardell is my my mentor. let's take some live questions. We're gonna go with a lot of people. Let's see. Let's go with Geneva. I hope that's correct. Jenniva.
Oh, Geneva got a fun picture.
I don't even see it yet. Geneva.
Oh, she's up there.
Oh, there she is.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. What's up, Geneva?
Hi. First off, Eddie, I just want to say thank you for these. This is like my third one, and I really enjoy coming to them because I get a lot of free game and information. So really appreciate it.
Thank you for attending. Tell a friend next time.
I will. So my name is Geneva. I'm in New York, and I'm an R&B singer-songwriter. And the question that I have for you guys is industry age still a thing? Because I was recently working with a music consultant and basically was told that, you know, in order to kind of get my foot in the door, I have to lie and say that I'm much younger than I am. You know, he says I look really young, so I can pass as like 21, even though I'm 30 with 2 kids. And, you know, they're just like, the industry isn't really too fond of people 30 plus, you know, coming in as a new artist. So is that...
To me, that's crap. That's crap.
Yeah.
That's crap.
Yeah.
First of all, the problem I have is like music consultant. It already sounds like he's a scammer to me.
I was just about to say, don't.
If he ain't nobody,
and listen, let me tell you something. If
he not a consultant,
then he don't believe in you in the first place.
Exactly, he gonna make the money on the back end if he believe you. My thing is like the age. I deal with R&B acts all the time, right? People are living in the moment where they want to hear real music. You got 2 kids. People want to hear your story. They want to know your story. You put out good music, people are gonna respond.
Yo,
right.
Good content too.
That age shit is kind of like
that's it right there. Period. Point blank. Do the work.
That's it. That shit kind of works for like the young rappers.
But you know what it is. Go ahead, Wallace. I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead.
But you got rappers that are pop. What? How old is the baby? Popped at 27, 28. You know, and he's a rapper. But you know, a lot of
Lizzo is 31 years old.
Yes.
But here's the point though. You got to talk about honest shit.
That's where you're gonna win.
Mm-hmm. See, there are a lot of women like the problem that people make with music is that they want to talk about they almost talk from a perspective of what they want to be.
Right. Or what they think they should be talking about instead of being truly authentic to themselves.
Like if you're 30 years old with 2 kids and you got to drink, let me tell you something. I'm gonna give an example of somebody who was in that same position. It's a pop song, some of you know it, but the girl Rachel Platten. You ever heard of her?
Yep.
She had a song called Fight Song.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Basically that was her fight. That was her answer to people saying she was too old. So she was basically saying, this is my fight song, take back my life song. And nobody's gonna tell me that they don't believe, or I'm still gonna fight for me. She was speaking about being a 30-year-old pop singer.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
I'm currently trying to like incorporate more of my story this time around with my second project, because I feel like when I released my first one, it was more trendy and just trying to like sound like.
I think that's where a lot of people get mixed up. You got to tell your truth. Yeah. If you tell your truth, it's gonna connect.
And the reason why age makes such a big difference. And the reason why age makes such a big difference is because the older you are, the more you stuck in your ways.
Yeah, you gotta be current with the times.
It's not about age. Only matters because as we grow as humans, we become different. Like I'm different at 40 than I was at 30. It's just life, right? It's certain shit I don't want to do now that I did 10 years ago. I'm just not gonna do it, right? So when you're 30, it's like you gotta have the legs to go out here and run with the young girls, But that don't mean you have to speak on what they speaking on. You just got to tell your truth from your perspective, but you still got to have the legs to run.
Right.
And I mean, you got to be able to adapt with the times.
Like you have to kind of like, I guess, be inauthentic in a way. Like the people, it seems from my standpoint, it seems like the people who blow up are the ones who are just do shit for, you know, just for shits and giggles. You know what I'm saying? Like, as opposed to like being.
Can I stop you right now? Can I stop you? Can I stop you?
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, the ones that blow up is the one that go off trend.
No, but you're fucking up right now. Let me tell you what you're doing. You're fucking up right now. This is what you're doing. Let's be honest. You're talking yourself out of it.
I'm not talking myself out of it.
No. You might not believe it. Subconsciously, you are, though. You're basically saying the ones that succeed do monkey shit, right? I'm summing it up, right? So you're basically saying that I'm not going to succeed because I'm not willing to do monkey shit. Stop. Like I said, in this time and day, it's about figuring out how to make what you do work. Stop focusing on what's working for other motherfuckers and focus on what was working for you. Where do you hang out at? Where are your friends at? That's where you need to make sure your music is playing. Like I hate when people start talking about, I see this guy, fuck what that guy doing. Some guys suck dick to get to the top. I'm not gonna even focus on those guys that do it though. Because I'm not gonna do it. It's like it's not even in my DNA. So to be focusing on them is like, why am I focusing on somebody that's winning doing some shit I'm not gonna do? Don't even let that come in your system. Don't talk yourself out of it. You got your answer. You 30, you got 2 kids, you want to sing. Now you go fucking do it.
And make sure that music is tight.
The
music is tight. That's what you do. Spend your time on that.
Yeah.
I'm very old school. Like
see where we going? I'm old school. Now you telling me everything. You gotta stop doing that. You gotta stop doing that.
If you're an old school artist and you're not looking to compete with kids on TikTok, then it doesn't matter. Just be great in the old school genre. You could be the female John Legend and just be an adult contemporary artist and be one of the biggest ones. It's just about, like he said, he's different from 30 to 40, but if you know you're 30, then you should chase after an adult audience. And if your music is for adults and you're speaking your truth and it's relatable to adults, then just try to be the big and make a career out of that. I mean, Atlantic had K. Michelle. She seemed like she was doing great, selling out shows, doing, speaking her truth, and that was good enough for her.
But listen, man, let me tell you something. Did that shirt you got on right now, I'm gonna ask you a question. Where did you get it from?
Rainbow.
Did somebody ask you to buy it?
No.
You just bought a shirt you like, right?
Yeah.
That's what music is, mama. Just make music and people like it, they gonna come get it. You don't have to talk yourself in and out of it and try to figure out why. Listen, none of that. Let me tell you what the difference between us and the civilians that want to do this shit. We ain't got time for the other shit. Soon as bullshit enter, hey, that bullshit got to go or get the fuck out of here.
Right.
That's the truth. So you've given us 3. Every time we give you away, go. You're like, but I'm old school. Hey, man.
You talking us both out of it.
You don't want to do this
out of it.
Go.
Right. Right. Well, Wallace said, you talk like, yeah, you talking us out of it by
because at the end of the day, I will tell you this. Someone may play into that. There's guys that'll be like, yo, I want a girl that's younger. I can build her up in 2 years. Da-da-da-da-da. But when I know somebody who's hungry, who's 30, who's pushing for this, and if she's focused, I'm gonna be 100% focused. But if you start telling me like, well, I sound like this, well, this artist
like,
is doing
hey man, that's that loser talk, man. You gotta get off of me. You gotta get away from me.
I'm out.
Loser talk. Like immediately, as soon as you say it to me, I'm already out. I don't want to hear no more you got to say. I want to hear about how we gonna change the world. Listen, this shit is a miracle that we all are here making money doing this shit, bro. There's 100 million people that want to do this shit, and we're a few of the motherfuckers that get paid to do this shit. So we believe in dreams and fantasies. We don't even live in the real world. Look at Chris' background. You see Chris' background? We don't live in the real world.
Chris, Chris.
We only want to be around dreamers and motherfuckers. I feel like I'm going to make a song tomorrow that's going to change the world. I want to be around that motherfucker, not the person that's like, I'm going to make a song, but I hope people get it because I'm older. Get the fuck. You lost me. Get out. Time to go. Honestly.
Nah, for real.
Yeah, you got to have confidence in yourself and really surround yourself. Oh, sorry. Yeah, and surround yourself with people who actually believe in you too. Like this consultant who's like, oh, I think this age might be cancel him. Like you got to have people who like are on the same mission too.
Got to be
So
good
that's
energy.
important too.
Got to be good energy. For sure.
The people that's successful are worrying about winning their way. Dennis Rodman couldn't be what Michael Jordan was, but he was the best Dennis Rodman. You can't be Beyonce, that's cool. Lizzo couldn't be Beyonce, she became the best Lizzo. Be the best Geneva, and this shit is easy. It's easy. This is music business is easy, man. It's easy to be in because you're really making music for 5-year-olds and motherfuckers with a 5-year-old attention span. Right? Good melody, good lyric, and we'll fucking be with you. That's it.
Geneva, we need them hit records. Hope you got them.
I got them.
All right, we're going to be looking for you. All right. Stay safe, sweetheart. All right.
Man, I noticed with these kind of panels, man, I just can't take that. I can't take it, man. Like, I make music, man, but you lost me. I'm a good rapper, but nigga, get out, go, just get out of here, man. I want to hear that butt shit. I want to hear I'm a great rapper, and I'm gonna change the world. That's it.
Let's go with Aubrey Martin. Aubrey.
Hello, can you see me?
Nope, can't see you. Can hear you.
1 second. Okay.
You got that Teddy Riley. Hold on.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good.
So my name is Aubrey Martin. I'm a recent graduate from Howard University. I majored in music business. And my question is for people who are aspiring to like have a career in A&R, what are some ways that we can promote ourselves over social media? I know that if I was a singer, I can promote myself on social media by posting videos, singing or hashtagging. So
you already lost. You already lost.
Yeah.
You already lost.
Don't be annoying on social media. Don't tag people.
No, listen,
people hate that shit.
As soon as she said I'm an A&R that want to promote myself, everybody said like this. No.
Yeah.
The way you do it is you go find that record. You go find that talent. You go bring the person in. If you don't know how to, get on these type of chats. Get with like-minded individuals. Follow these A&Rs and see what they're doing. Go to the people that they're following. A lot of A&Rs, the people that they're following is people that they inspired by, that they look up to, people that they're into. Find those people and find the producers that are hanging in the trenches, that are maybe not the main producer, but they're the co-producer, and say, hey, look, I would love to build with you. I would love to be a facilitator in whatever the situation that you're doing. What can I do? Get in the trenches. So when people start seeing your name and start seeing you moving around, they're like, oh, I've seen her here. Oh, I've seen her over there. Being cool on Instagram is only going to get you so far. And it works because people can finesse the game. There's A&Rs that finesse on the gram. It happens. But you got to get your foot in the door. And while you get your foot in doors, popping up in different areas where people are like, damn, I keep seeing this person. Damn, they sent me this record. Oh, it was good. Finding good records and sending them in. Finding a good song and sending it in. And like connecting with A&Rs and not hitting them in the other chat where you're like, you copy paste, send the thing again, and you delete it, and you copy paste. I see all of that. Once you do that, it's a wrap for you. Like, so it's like it's getting in the trenches, getting your feet wet, getting with other like-minded individuals, people that are ahead of you, people that are at the bottom. You got to find your people that's going to help you carry you to the finish line. So it's like I always tell people, it's like running a 100-meter race. A lot of times when people are doing this A&R shit, they try to run the race by themselves. You can't do this shit by yourself. So I tell you, when the people on the left and right, you got to get with them and anchor on to them like you're running a 4x1 and run this race together. And it's like, yo, you pull knowledge from them, they pull knowledge from you, and then slowly but surely, I didn't know nobody when I moved to LA in 2013, but I slowly was inserting myself. I would find some shit was going on. I'd take the last $10 I had, I'd Uber my ass there.
Right.
And I'd figure it out. I'll take water from the bar and I'll be drinking water all night, high-fiving people. I'm like, hey, I got this. I know this. I know this great piano player. I know this. Here's this. Can I send you something? That's it. And I'm not pressing them.
And just to piggyback on what Wallace saying, is like when you do find these like-minded individuals to like, you know, start building with, always remember that maintaining and keeping your relationships sharp is the job itself. Like, focus on making the person love and, you know, want to do shit for you. Like it would go so much further once you develop the relationship right versus, oh, can you do this for me? Can you do this for me? Like right off bat, we already know, like, that's why we in contact, because you want to eventually get to what we doing, but make the person buy into you and want to help you go to the next level. Like learn how to, like, you know, nourish those relationships to make people want to, you know, help you elevate.
And let me tell you another thing that A&Rs promote themselves are like, they like kind of like jokes in the real music business. Okay. Like they jokes, like A&Rs that run around and say, I'm an A&R, you know, like they jokes, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, when you do this shit, the last thing you want to do is promote yourself, because you know how hard it is. And I don't want 100,000 people DMing me, trying to get at me. I want to just work with the shit that I want to work with. So don't promote yourself, just be great. It's like, that's the one thing that Wallace is stressing, that I want to give you credit for, Wallace, because I didn't know your true story. All Wallace speaks about is, I just was trying to be good. And then you try to be so good that one day you're good. Stop trying to figure out how to promote and figure out a way to be great at what you do. And when you open your mouth, if you say the right shit, like literally this music business is stressing for A&Rs. Mm-hmm. Like stressing, like it's no real A&Rs to give jobs to, if I'm being honest with you. Mm-hmm. Like I'm sitting in the room with people that are like, who should we hire? We don't know. Because the reason is because everybody is so busy promoting themselves or trying to say, this is what I do or look what I did. They're not in the trenches doing the fucking job.
Your work will speak for itself.
You got to get high off of the work. Like this is like happy hour for me. Like this is like a release for me, because the rest of my fucking time is on the phone handling paperwork, splits, and then I got my own company, so handling their releases, handling other motherfuckers, handling studio. It's like, bruh, the last thing I want to do is promote my motherfucking self after that. I want to go hang out with friends that I know been in the trenches like me and say, man, y'all niggas is all right, man, because today I almost want to motherfucking shoot somebody. Y'all good?
Me too.
Me too. Man, me too. Hey, man. And the last thing we want to talk about is music. When we got on the podcast, when we got on here before everybody went live, we was talking about politics and shit. We don't want to talk about music.
But I think
that's what we do every day. Go ahead, Wallace.
The promotion will come from the work that you do, because the people that are going to promote you are going to be the people that talk about you when you're not in the room. They're going to promote you. They're going to be like, yo, man, such and such gave me a great record. And then you know what happens? It starts to trickle. Then the self-promotion will happen, and you will see yourself move up that ladder. And you're going to start getting those calls. Hey, I'd like to sit with you. Hey, are you available? Hey, are you this? I know once after I did Wearing Out, every label called me. And I was just like, I didn't even know that was A&R. And I was like, yo, I just want to make money and put food on the table for my family, make sure these clients don't fire me. I didn't know I was A&R. I was just like, yo, I'm putting together great music. I'm putting people in a room. I was like, man, I could get paid for this.
That's why I said about people not being smart. Like sometimes you working so hard on the outside, when you finally get in the doors and you see the people you look up to, and it's time for them to open their mouth, you'd be like, oh, you really don't know shit. That's really how it happens, because you're so busy. Just be good at what you do, mama. I promise you, if you're just good at what you do, we will find you. The hardest part of our job is finding the good shit from all the bad shit that's sent to us.
That's sent to us, for real. And
I'm going to leave you with the last. Go ahead, Earl. Go ahead.
I'm about to tell you, I think one of the first things is that if you really want to be an A&R, you know, like there's different, like I don't know if you was listening earlier when we explained the different types of A&Rs there is, but figure out which one you are, whether you're a research person or a person that finds songs and different things like that, and just first figure out how to master one of those, and then, you know, you'll get on everyone's radar. Everyone will come. The right people will come.
I'm gonna leave you with this last thing, Aubrey. A&R should never be more famous than their artists.
Yeah. Facts.
You got some of those.
That's a good one right there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
There you go.
A&R is definitely more behind the scenes, and it gets confusing when people think they're in front of the scenes more so than the artist. So just hustle, and the work, and like Wallace said, the work will speak for itself, and you don't have to wait until you're at a label before you can start making moves and start, you know, attaching yourself to people who you believe are going to be the next big thing, and really being aggressive and working them and getting them up. So just keep hustling.
Yeah. And it's not balanced either. It's not a balanced life. Like your schedule is basically around artists, and shit, their movement is not like you're gonna be like, oh shit, I'm getting off at 5:30 every day. It's like the wild, wild west. And you're done when the job is done every day.
Every day.
You can try to plan shit, it go left like as soon as you do that. It's the most unexplainable shit I've ever experienced in my life. Nobody is gonna understand the life of an A&R until they become an A&R.
And I would just tell people, don't limit themselves to A&R, because what happens is you can be the production company. You could be so many different things. You can still create the records, but there's so many other things. I think a lot of people, like, I never was getting caught up on a job. I never ever. There was a point where I was like, I need to get a job to pay bills. But when my A&R gig came, I never went looking for it. It came to me. So I was like, I don't ever want people to get caught up on A&R. A&R is not the end. It's a dope. It's one of the most amazing things we get to do. We get to do music and get paid for it. So I can't trade that for anything. But a lot of people get caught up on A&R. There's so many other facets of the business that probably make more money, even though like there's a lot of money in A&R, but there's so much more money in other things that tie back into A&R. You just got to research those things. You got to get knowledgeable on it. You got to know the information. And then you can tie it back in later. If I want to get a career, or I want to consult somewhere and get a check off one of these labels, you might be making more money than A&R actually at the label getting a consult gig, because you were able to build yourself off on the outside, and you can build your own company. So it's like I make more money
from my outside job than I do my A&R job.
Facts.
Me too.
I only reason I take an A&R job, honestly, is because I got tired of doing the work.
Let me hold something, Chris and Ray. Y'all talking all that big shit.
And they make a lot of money from the A&R jobs too.
Let me say something though. But I'm willing to bet you that I know that there's not too many people in this music business that work as hard as me. Not harder. I'm not gonna say I work harder than everybody, but if we had to measure it from 0 to 100 of hard, I'm at the goddamn top of that hard list. Hey man, I be goddamn killing myself doing this shit. I'm tired of it, if I'm being honest with you. But I'm saying to you, like Wallace said, to support him, I make more money outside the building than I do inside the building. But I'm only inside the building because I got tired of doing everybody's job for them. Honestly, they would send artists to me and my team, and the A&R would go out to the club and party while I'm in the room with the artists trying to figure out how to give them their single. Now, I'm only in the room trying to figure out how to give them their single because that's how I ate. But then I realized I was doing A&R work until one day I'm like, do it like this, do it like that, do it like this. Then it was like, I'm a fucking A&R.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, shit, it's just a game.
Aubrey, hope you got all the information.
I did. Thank you very much. Y'all have a good one. Be safe.
Have a good one. Let's take a few more before we get out of here. Kim Spurl. Hope I said your last name correctly, Kim.
Sproul.
Yeah.
Sproul. Yeah, you just came on correcting me.
Sorry. Actually, I think you know my brother, Erynn Sproul, J Kitts, producer.
Of course.
Yeah, that's my older brother.
Oh, my guy.
Yeah. Actually, I had a kind of like a preference question for you guys as far as like working with newer artists when you find them. Do you guys prefer working more with diamonds in the rough or more of a complete artist coming in?
What's the difference?
Well, I mean, I feel like nowadays, like versus like, 20 years ago, artists are coming in with full complete brands a lot of times. A lot of times they already have a lot of streaming numbers. They have a pretty decent social media following. It's not like you have to, well, there's some cases where there are artists that you do break, from, it seems nothing. They come out of nowhere. But do you prefer those artists or like artists that, you got to kind of help them hone their sound. You got to build up their brand image,
I think the artist you want to work with is the artist that, you want to work with the artist that knows themselves. Like, it's not our job to create the artist. It's our job to see the artist, meet them where they're at, and help them get to the next level. But yeah, it's not my job to tell you who you are, because if I have to do that, then I don't want to work with you.
Yeah.
For me, I don't. Every artist has to break. Whether they break today or tomorrow, they got to break at some point. They put a song on YouTube and it blows tomorrow. They work to that point till it broke. So it's like, I'm a ground up guy. I like working from the guys from the beginning, but like if something, I catch it in the middle and I build it up, I don't have an issue with it, but I like to be a ground up. But like everybody has to break at some point, you know, it's like, and I don't want you to think like artists come together with their shit. That's not true.
Right.
When you see that artist together with their, at that point, they have worked so hard to get to that point. So like, you don't, just because you see an artist that popped and like, ooh, it looks like, oh, they had a trending song and like they're popping.
Right.
No, that's called team. That's called building over time. That's a brand. That's putting that all together. That doesn't happen overnight. It's like no artist, I don't care if you're the biggest artist, you're not even always together. There's still fires that are being put out every day. So it's just like, well, my thing is like, yo, I like coming in with guys that are building from the ground up. Some guys are a lot moldable than artists that are already got a team that's built out. You can go in, you can sit with them, y'all can go eat together, y'all can hang out, y'all can cry about shit, y'all can learn about shit. So it's like, I don't care whether it was day 1 or day 100 for me, like, but like, I do like getting with an artist early, but if I don't, I'm going to figure my way out into the situation. But I just don't want you to think any artist is together. It's just not, it's just not real.
And you know, for me, because I'm an entrepreneur, it just depends on where I'm at. Like, if I sign you to Warner, I mean, you got to have your shit together because I'm not the end all be all. Like, I'm a part of a bigger team that I have to like insert you into a system and you're going to have to move through that system at the same time. So I'm more your partner. But if you're talking about somebody that needs to be growing from the bottom to the top, then that's a race situation that I will have to develop. Then that's a different, that's somebody that I'm gonna have to spend years on. It's different. You know what I mean? It just depends on how passionate, like if I sign the next Chris Brown that can do what he was at 14, I'm in. Shit. I'm 100% in, you know, but you know, I'm just being honest with you. Like, I'm in. So it just depends on the artist. It just depends on what that artist inspires out of us. Like, we all love what we do. So we are waiting for that one. Everybody on here probably has a few artists that are like their dream artists that they would want to work with. We're praying that that artist finds us. We all are. You know what I'm saying? So for us, it's just that we wherever they are, that'll assess how much time and effort we got to put into it, and we go from there.
Yep. I pray that everybody gets to work with a John Legend, because don't get much further than that.
I remember John Legend when I first got to BMI. He always knew who he was as an artist, though, and that's like, of course, people helped him get like to actually see the vision. But yeah, I remember John Stevens when I first walked into BMI building, and he was always that.
And he's still at BMI, isn't he?
He is definitely still at BMI. Yes, he is.
John Legend
when I heard Ordinary People, I'm just like, bruh, he was it after that.
Yeah.
Like, but that's what I'm saying though. Like, an artist, like, so some artists, the artists that are successful are just artists that found their voice. Mm-hmm. That's it. No artist is better than the next one. You got those few outliers like a Jay-Z who's just exceptionally better than everybody that's been in the same sentence as him, right? But for the most part, most artists that are successful have just found their voice. And today's zeitgeist, if you will, and they have made their success based on finding their voice. You know, look at 2 Chainz. When he was Titty Boy, he couldn't catch a hit, but when he found his voice, he became 2 Chainz. He made a name change. He became someone else. So most successful artists are artists that just found their voice. So for us, it's like, we'd rather you find a motherfucker than find us. But, you know, if you are really special and you know it, and if you have that determination, like, nothing is going to stop me, then I'm like, I'm going to get on this train with you. Because what I look for in an artist is, I want to sign somebody who I think going to make it without me. I want to sign a motherfucker that I'm like, he going to haunt me because I know that motherfucker's going to be in that room 6 years from now. I need to help him now. Even if it's just, I can't sign you right now. Even if it's just we become friends, I just need to stay close to you because you are going to make it with or without me. And that's more determination and talent than anything.
Right.
Yeah, just because you get signed doesn't mean that you should lose the independent mentality. Like, you should still be in control of like your art, and like you should be coming up with ideas on your cover art. You should be coming up with ideas on how to, like, you know, get yourself to the next level, and then we come in and try to help elevate. So you should definitely stay true to yourself. I mean, when it comes to like the research aspect of it, I personally like to be part of creating the narrative versus just responding to the narrative. So, you know, I do like to work with artists at an earlier entry point and really try to help, you know, flesh out the music creatively. But, you know, the artists should still have a sense of identity and know, you know, who they are and what they want to project.
Man,
Yeah,
and
artists with
every day
vision.
better than the next day. I feel like I've never in my whole career ever worked with an established artist. Every artist I worked with, from breaking the artist at radio or digital shit or anything I've ever done, or even just working at any label as an A&R, I only worked with new artists. And for me, it's just about being better than the next day. Like every day, waking up and trying to really do something that, you know, not only change your life, but at the same time, just being obsessed with obsessed, like being obsessed with it. Like, I mean, from vision boards, like she said, being an independent thinker, acting like your own independent label, coming up with art, coming up with, hey, I heard this record from this producer, I think we should go meet with him. I mean, it's your store, it's your shop. So I think it starts with you. And I feel like if you're an artist and you got that hustle, like Ray said, anybody want to get on board with that, because if it's just in you and you're a superstar, and then when you're not in the studio and you're not doing this, I don't care if you're in your living room rehearsing. I don't care if you dancing in your living room, coming up with choreography or whatever the case may be. When you see artists like that, you like, this person wanted more than anybody. So it's gonna probably do a better gamble with a better reward for us to get involved with those kind of artists.
Facts. I agree with everybody in there. Like, one missing thing that I feel like I look for artists that want this shit as a career, like long term. Like somebody just ain't hitting it for a quick lick, get a check, do a few shows.
Oh my God, I hate those guys.
Yeah, it's got to be long term for me.
Tell me I'm an actor. I'm a screenwriter. I'm a singer. Get the fuck out of
everything. Yeah.
I want a nigga that's gonna come and say, I want to be the next motherfucker. I want to be bigger than Chris Brown. I want to work with you. Because I'm going to push you the first week, and that first week is going to tell me if you really want to be better than Chris Brown. Like, it's just that simple. It's like, you're going to have to tell me how big you want to be, and that's going to tell me how far you want to go. Simple as that.
There you go, Kim.
Appreciate it.
Tell your brother to holler at me.
I sure will.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Let's take one more before we get out of here. And I just really like this name, Ursus Magana.
He gonna have one of them questions that's gonna require us to go to the
dictionary. I've seen that name in the questions kept popping.
Oh, this is about to be a hard question. Watch this.
Let's see. It's the last one. Let's go for it. Ursus. I hope I said your name correctly.
He will correct you. Name like that, he's gonna let you know who he is.
Hello. Man, we may not even get to it. Ursus.
Magana.
I don't think he or she is there.
This might be HR.
Next one. Damn, I thought we was gonna get it. All right, last one. Let's go for.
That definitely might have been HR hiding in the.
Yeah, that was an HR name right there, dog.
Let's go with Ebenezer. Ebenezer.
That's a name. Ebenezer Baptist Church, right?
There's always a church. There, look.
He looked like it too.
He definitely looked like Ebenezer.
He gonna introduce. He gonna say, "Brother Ray and Brother Chris, I got a question for you, brother."
There he is, Ebenezer.
What up, y'all? First off, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. I really enjoy this conversation. This is my second one, actually. And every time I hop on here, I just leave just feeling motivated and just wanting to learn more. And then also just trying to figure out how to connect with y'all. The question that I have is, for me, I've been in the music business. I started out kind of being an artist. I did a show, sold it out, and hardly made any money just grinding and promoting and everything. And I told myself, I was like, you know what? I want to figure out how to generate revenue in the business, because I don't want to work as hard as I did to promote, release the album and everything, and then only walk away with $200. So I started studying the industry from, how to get in placements and everything, getting connected with Lionsgate, just grinding. And what I ended up doing was really just collaborating with a lot of singers that didn't have any traction on the Denver scene, and then connecting with them and essentially writing for them, paying for the studio sessions and everything, and collaborating with them that way. So right now I'm kind of just sitting on a lot of catalog from different music types. And the big thing that I've just been trying to learn is really how to connect with the right people to pitch the music, to try to get it to other artists, and then also how to also get the artists that I'm working on y'all's radar. Definitely working with some really, really talented artists that I believe in, that I've been working and supporting and helping them brand. And I'm just kind of stuck at the point where I'm trying to get to the point of, how do I connect with folks like y'all to pitch music and then also get my artists to y'all?
Before anybody answers, I want to tell you one name that you need to Google, and you need to follow his path. Not follow his path, but understand his story. That's from Denver, Colorado. John Platt.
John.
Yep. Facts.
Big John.
My former boss. Legend.
John Platt, the CEO of Sony ATV.
The most powerful black man in the music business by far is from Denver.
And my mentor, and he doesn't know it, but he's my mentor too.
and it's clean. No asterisks on his name. He is clean.
And he'll talk to anybody like it's a brand new day. No matter, you wouldn't even know he's that powerful, as nice he is to everybody.
Yeah.
I'm Platt.
Facts.
I got that.
Facts.
So
Okay,
people
I
come out of Denver, but go ahead.
just want to say something, because you said something that triggered me. My first kind of mentor, first guy that really kind of first guy I met from the music industry, the first lesson he told me is that you said artist with an S, right? And the first thing he told me is, bro, you only need one good one. Like, everybody who's powerful started off with one. Scooter Braun started off with Asher Roth, that was the bridge to get him to Justin Bieber, and he ain't looked back at Asher Roth since. It's just the truth. It's the truth. You said, so for me, it's like when you at a record label that has Warner Records, we have 200 employees plus, and we having trouble trying to break artists. And you one guy in Denver trying to break an artist, you need to find out which one of those motherfuckers is Michael Jackson and dump the Tito's.
Okay, I want to clarify. So I do have one, and she's gonna be excited that I'm putting her name out there. But her name is Brittany Jane. And like I said, I was just writing a lot of music. John Legend is one of my favorite artists. I've been listening to John Legend forever. I grew up listening to John Legend. So, but I came across her on Instagram on the Denver scene, and I just noticed that, man, she just, like, my song fit her voice. And I reached out to her and I said, yo, I feel like I'm the perfect songwriter for you. And she was someone that was also looking for a songwriter. And so we just started working together. And collaborating, and so she's the one that I'm really working on right now. Like I said, man, I'm sitting on, I believe, some fire music, and I just want some people to hear it.
Is it out?
Want to hear it?
No, they're not out. They're not out.
For the one artist you got that you're excited about, I do a live show. It's on right now, but it's gonna be on at 6. Come on and play me the artist tonight. Play me the artist tonight, and I'll listen. Come on, play 2 songs.
That's that smoke we need. That's the energy right there.
Yeah.
Play for me tonight.
But
give you a shot right there.
But
yo, I'm telling you, there's one song in there. It gives you
more. Hey, Steve,
that's that butt you was talking about, right? That's the butt. There go the butt.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, that's what everybody does. It's like, I'm gonna give you a shot, man. I'll just give you a shot, bro.
No, I got it.
At that moment, you shouldn't even have let us say goodbye to you. You should have left this motherfucker by yourself. Took the next 20 minutes to prepare for that shit, like a heavyweight fight, nigga. Rather than trying to talk more, you really should be hanging up on us right now.
Yeah, Eddie, I think you should take another question, Eddie. One last one.
Yeah, you should be hanging up right now. Get ready. Hang up, man. Hang up. You ahead of the game. Hang up. Leave. Don't let us.
You're going to Earl's thing to play it. You got Wallace going to sign to a publishing deal. You got Wardell at BMI. You're good. What else you need
right now? Hey, Wardell, we need a check right now.
Here, 1, 2, 3.
All right, Ebenezer, it's on you.
How do I connect with Earl at 6?
Hey,
it's on my live. Eddie Johnson 1. It's my Instagram. It's all is it.
You should know that, Ebenezer. Your name Ebenezer, bro. You should know everything, man.
I think you got to say your Instagram one more time for them. I think you got to say, somebody put it in the chat. You just got to go to the chat in front.
Got it, Ebenezer?
I got it.
Ebenezer. I would work with you just to say your name at the office every day. Where the fuck is Ebenezer?
I'm gonna DM you.
I need
Yeah.
That's a powerful
Ray,
name, bro.
Ray, I'm gonna DM you, Ray. I'm gonna DM you.
And I'm gonna answer. But you
Yes,
put Ebenezer as a subject. I promise you I'm gonna answer.
Yes, sir.
Just put a
Yes,
lot
sir.
of R's at the end.
I appreciate your time, y'all. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you can do one more. Ebenezer was Evan, you need to leave, bro. You need to hang up.
All right, one more. We're gonna do one more. Let's go with. All right, Ursus is back.
Oh shit.
Let's try it.
It's HR. We all up out of there tomorrow.
All fired. All right, Ursus, don't let us down.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah, we can't see
Here
you.
you go, see you.
Here we go. Here we go.
Ursus. Wow.
Definitely didn't think that was gonna be Ursus.
That's a green screen.
Wow.
I love the stash.
Definitely didn't think that was gonna be Ursus.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Wow. Hey, Ursula.
Incense blowing. A black woman with incense in the background. I didn't know that. I was expecting Erykah Badu little sister or some shit like that. I didn't know.
I love that.
Wow.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I thought I was gonna take the L of a century, so thank you guys for the second life. Letting me ask. But yeah, Ray, real quick, I just wanted to tell you that what you said earlier about making more money outside of the building, I find that really inspiring because that's where I feel I'm in that limbo right now. Day job, I work at Full Screen. I manage some of the biggest YouTubers in the industry. Manage half of the FaZe clan.
You need to DM me then. You need to be DMing me. I need to talk to you. I need to understand that business.
Ursus, Ray don't really want to talk to you. You DM me.
No, you can DM both of us. We can work together, but
Man,
DM me.
I don't know.
You know what you can say now, Ursus? Now who's laughing at the green screen, bitches? Now who's laughing at the green screen? Go ahead.
I found what you were saying, man, it just kind of hit me because I've always looked up to No ID. And what I've always told people that I mentor is like, look, man, like you can be corporate and you can do your thing on the side. You know, like No ID was always in offices and he always worked with the biggest artists. And I always looked up to that. And when you said what you're going through right now, I feel like I'm in that weird limbo where I'm making money in the building, but I feel like just last year I started making more outside. And then another gentleman said the thing about education. I've always looked at the corporate world like my place for education because I'm a dropout myself. And so with that being said, I want to talk about the company I have outside. We specialize in turning TikTok talent into songwriters or YouTubers. So that's my specialty. Okay. And lately we've been paying the bills with TikTok promotion. So I wanted to see what your guys' conversations are in the hallways. I know that now TikTok is becoming a little bit more serious because I just see it in my checkbook. But I want to know what it's like from you guys.
You really just came on this panel to stun on us right now. That's what you just did. You can't, because you know for a fact how powerful TikTok is. Like TikTok runs the shit. TikTok runs the game. Everybody love. If you're a TikTok, it's literally songs that people with catalogs are praying that go viral on TikTok. Oh man, it'll be a nice check for me. But with that being said, I don't really understand the question. I just look at it like this, right? I look at it like this. I'm a full service guy, right? You know, so me working in the building, like I said, I only took a job because I got tired of doing the job for people and they got the credit. So I just was like, well, I might as well do it. But in doing so, I built relationships with everybody in all the buildings because I was really calling them, selling them. I'm in Atlanta. So I'm like, just send your artists to Atlanta. I got it from there. I got my own studio. I got my own team. Send them to Atlanta and I'm going to make the records for you. So for me, it was just more or less like, you know, I looked at it like the job was just kind of a byproduct of what I'm good at. It's like, if you could take a TikToker and turn him into a YouTuber, then you could fucking come into a building and do digital marketing or anything for somebody because that's a service that we are always looking for that you provide, right?
Right.
So for me, I just do A&R, but I really do A&R for everybody, but I just get paid to do it for Warner and I sign artists for Warner. So you really, I mean, I think the inside-outside game is the best one because I work for the bank and I'm a person that goes to the bank. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a customer. So for me, it's like, I like it that way because like I said, it's educational for me and I'm trying to build my own, you know, thing long-term, but I don't know the question you're asking, but I would say.
Sorry about that. Yeah, the question specifically was, I know, you know, people are talking more in the hallways, but since you guys do this every day, you know, how big is TikTok becoming a part of the rollouts?
It's humongous. It is the most. It is more important than radio right now.
Okay.
TikTok is running the music industry, and it dictates how we interact with each other. That's why I said you came to stunt, because you knew the power you had.
Nigga, I got a TikTok meeting at 4 o'clock tomorrow. No bullshit.
No bullshit.
No, in regards to your comment, turning the conversion rate, to be quite frank with you guys, I mean, you guys can imagine it's pretty risky. The reason is, you know, the content creators on TikTok, they take themselves a little bit less seriously because the content's so short. So I could take a YouTuber and convert them to a real business person because they invest so much on their content. I've let's say out of 100, I've only been successfully able to convert 20 people over to a real business because they look at their content like, dude, I just get up and after I do homework, I make a 1-minute video. I don't want to commit to a tour. I don't want to commit to an album. You know what I mean? So yeah, I hear you guys. It's not as easy as it might sound.
Nah, right but it ain't as easy as do what we do, but we successful at it. So I want you to DM me tonight. So I want to know more about this shit. Yeah, this shit that we do ain't easy. If you got a record label, you got a 20 out of 100 a rate of turnover, you are the biggest motherfucker in the music business.
Man, I appreciate that. Well, we don't stop. We don't stop at YouTube. I mean, I've converted to OnlyFans. You know, we figure it out, man.
OnlyFans.
I'm gonna take your email. I'm gonna take your email. I'm gonna share with everybody.
Give us your email. We all need your email.
Right. Yes, sir. It's the first name.
Oh, go ahead. I got it.
You want to sell your company?
I got it. I'm gonna share it with everybody. Not everybody out the world can get it. Only us.
Don't give this shit to everybody. Yeah.
I appreciate that, fellas. I appreciate that, fellas. If you want to verify,
the mute button. That nigga Eddie is the MVP tonight. The mute button. That nigga said, "Hold on, nigga, you ain't gonna finish."
We about to go. We want to buy your company. Let's do it.
I've already said no 2 times, sir.
Eddie, man, Eddie, you the VIP.
I'll tell you what. The 50-50 partners watching this right now, so you know it's a marriage.
You gotta go, bro. You gotta go.
Hey, for real.
I'm gonna get your email. I'm gonna share it with everybody on this panel. That's it. Nobody else.
Yes,
can
sir.
have it.
The Instagram is the same as first name, last name.
Okay. Gotta go. You gotta go.
That nigga Eddie with the mute button. That nigga said, and that nigga was like,
Get him, Gemini.
Hey, listen, it's Gemini season. My birthday's next week.
Hey, Gemini season.
Gemini season.
That's Gemini season.
Hey, that was a dope shit tonight. That made my night. Hey, nigga, that nigga fast as a motherfucker.
A lot of people here. A lot of people had their pen and papers ready. No, you don't, sir.
Yeah, man.
Want to thank everybody for tuning in. I'm gonna give everybody a quick 30-second last word, starting with Earl. Go.
Earl.
Man. Earl Johnson. I mean, I just want everybody to do their thing and be great. I mean, I try to. I'm not into blocking anybody. So if you looking to be an A&R and you want some mentorship, reach out to me. If you're an artist that needs any advice, I'm open to give people advice. I just want you to be great. I want you to take the advice and do something with it. I mean, that's just for me, and God bless to your career.
Chris Jones.
Man, the way I would sum it up, man, just always remember, like, one song changes everything. One song changes your life, bro. And also, don't be afraid to build that outside brand too. Like, the harder you get outside, the bigger the check is on the inside. So you got dope songwriters, producers and shit. You come in with that momentum as an A&R, or you got a blazing hot artist, whatever the scenario is, man, you basically write your own check. So, you know, don't be afraid to build that indie brand.
King Wardell, Sir Wardell Malloy.
I mean, my biggest thing is just, you know, everybody just do the work. I think that a lot of people, we're so consumed with the minutia of it all, and we're not even great yet. So I feel like we should definitely take time, perfect the craft, and then yeah, do the work, do the work. I would say that Erynn and Chris, I'm just meeting today. Wallace, I remember Wallace, he would send me emails back in the day. I would just say that I'm really extremely proud of you, and yeah, your story is pretty special. Same with Earl. Kudos to you, congratulations. And Ray, there's a show waiting for you, sir. So maybe King Eddie and I could get together and figure out the Ray Daniels show. But also just Eddie, shout out to you. You know, much love, you my Gemini brother, and I just love to see us doing amazing things. And so I'm very proud to be in this group. Chris, Erynn, pleasure to meet you, and I look forward to getting to know you guys as well.
For sure. And I had to beg Wardell, beg him.
Yeah, yeah. I don't really. I'm not
surprised. He's a legend. He's a star. So you know, he had to fit in his schedule.
He was. No, you know, it's not even a schedule. I'm just not a public speaker like that. I just rather just talk one. I'm a little shy, but you know.
Yeah, here he goes. Wallace.
Is this like my phone had died? Is this leaving one piece of advice?
Oh yeah, this is like the last quick 30-second bon voyage.
The biggest thing I would tell people to work on is this is a relationship-based business, like Ray said in the beginning. Work ethic is going to be a thing that's going to be a lot, but treat the people at the bottom like how you treat the people at the top, because those people at the bottom, someone's going to surface and become the boss one day, and they're going to remember how you treat them when they're at the bottom. So those people, find those like-minded individuals at the bottom when you're coming up, stay in the trenches with them, treat them respect, show them value, embrace them, and build them up. Because the people at the top all have exit point at some time. They're going to get their big checks and they're going to go do their thing. Or somebody's going to push them out and they're going to usher this new guy into the industry. It could be that guy that was to the left of you that you was really rude to, and he may act like he forgot it. You may think he forgot it, but he ain't forget it. And he's gonna hear that, yo, this person's trying to get hired at this place, and you're gonna keep wondering why you never can get the job because he never forgot. So treat people with respect, show them love, embrace people, and take them to the top, and you'll go far. Just like Ed said, Ray said it. A lot of this is, there is a lot of people in position that shouldn't be in position, but at the same time, if you do the work and you treat people with respect, it only pushes you further.
Period. Because there's a lot of bullshit. Hey, Wallace, man, I'm gonna get a Wallace for President t-shirt made, man. You are listen, you are the next Barack Obama of the music business. I am behind you on your campaign. You say the right thing every time.
Man, I appreciate it. We can talk offline.
Wallace for President, nigga.
Ray Daniels.
That's the new campaign. That's going in my bio.
All right, I'm gonna just say this real quick too. Is one, I know what I want to say in my 30 seconds, but I want to address something Wallace said that's super important. In 2005, 2006, Cupid, y'all remember that song Down, Down, Do Your Dance, Cupid Shuffle?
Yeah.
Sure.
Y'all know he put out an album, right? You know, only reason I know he put out an album because I got 5 songs on that album. The A&R on that album was Aaron Bashuk, who is now the CEO of Warner. Nobody wanted to work on Cupid Shuffle, but I did it because I liked Aaron. And now he's the CEO of Warner. And when he was the president of Interscope, I was there. When he's CEO of Warner, I'm there. Like Wallace said, stick with your friends and help them build each other to the top. Because Aaron is my brother, and that's why I'm in this with him. But like I use that because nobody knew Cupid dropped an album. I wouldn't have known if I wasn't on the album, honestly. First thing, but I always say this. I think I might have said it before. This is anybody in my team know. This is my mantra. I believe this. Don't know your worth, show your worth. Don't know everybody tells you know your worth, know your worth. That's fucking bullshit. Those are the people that are liars that don't want you to make money. Everybody on here had to do the job for free before they got paid to do it.
Really?
That's showing your worth. Don't know your worth, show your fucking worth. I get so many people that hit me saying they want a job, and I'm not gonna work with them. Because motherfucker, you just asking to get paid money out of my pocket. Nigga, I got a lot of mouths to feed. Nigga, I'm not paying you. Nigga, I don't even know what you can do. But the people that do work for me work for free, and as good as, and some of them didn't even do it that long. It was like 3 weeks in, I'm like, you're hired. Because they came to work every day like it was a real job. So don't know your worth, show your worth, and you'll be good in this motherfucker. At anything you do, actually.
Erynn, you get the last word.
Oh man, well, thank you, Eddie, so much for including me in this. I was soaking up a lot of your guys' knowledge and advice. So hopefully everyone got to kind of take away what I got to take away from this too. And, just to encourage, oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, your Wi-Fi is going out. You got the Teddy Riley, but it's okay. You got the 112.
Jagged Edge.
Okay, you got the Jagged Edge.
112 is in my studio. I don't take that one. They did that in my studio, bro. My shit is good. Jagged Edge now. I don't know what to make it feel.
Go ahead.
I don't know about that, Ray. It was a little shaky. Actually, 112 was good. It was Jagged Edge was the problem.
No.
I'm trying to tell you, it was my building. I take pride in my Wi-Fi, nigga. I take pride in that shit. Go ahead, Erynn.
That's all good. But, just to encourage everyone to stay focused, like Wallace said, really nurture relationships. It's really important in this industry. Stay confident and just don't take no for an answer.
That needs to be said with context, because there's a lot of niggas that's in jail because they didn't take no for an answer.
Ray, you
gotta
you
change that context now. And listen, in the Me Too,
Ray,
listen, Erynn, if a guy said that, if a guy said that, I would have texted that nigga like, hey, you need to fix that right now, nigga. That sounds like.
Ray, you need to get better Wi-Fi for your building, okay? And then.
Well, yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. There we go. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Thank you, Earl, Erynn, Ray, Wallace, Chris.
Everybody, I appreciate y'all.
Wardell Malloy.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Thank you.